Okay, so question 10, where we're going to be talking about when a bank check is presented to a bank, it is sent off to a check clearing center. Give 3 items of information that are pre-printed on the check in magnetic ink. Yes, I mean, this is a bit of a legacy technology. It's a bit of an old one. I don't think most of my students have encountered it, but I guess they're still used. I haven't seen a bank check in years, but fair enough. Give 3 items of information that are pre-printed on the bank check. So I found this before I opened it up. We get check number, sort code, and account number. I'm sure if you put something like check ID or bank code, hopefully those would be okay as well. But let's stick them down. So we've got sort code, account number, and check code. Hopefully something like that will be enough. Describe how MICR is used to read these details from the check. So we're talking about the process involved here. And if you weren't sure, you guessed, oh well, OCR, optical character recognition, is like this, then hopefully it will work. So our first step is the magnetic ink character reader reads the special ink from the bottom of the check. Now, I mean, things like putting it out in full, I'm really not sure if it gets you the mark, but as someone who occasionally someone who has to mark many students' exams, for me at least, it helps me see that you at least have some idea of what's going on. And you're more likely, if it's a 50-50, I'm more likely to give you the point. But I don't know if that's the same for the examiners. So it reads from the check, and then the character, say the red character, is compared with stored characters in the system in order to identify it. Once identified, the character is entered into the system. Okay, and then you could talk about perhaps the red details are then passed on for processing. Okay, the details are then passed on for processing. Something like that should hopefully be enough. It's a 3-point question. And this is the main bit here. So you've got the characters that are being read in off magnetic ink, almost like they're being scanned in, although that's more OCR. They're compared with what's in the system to try and find the closest one in order to identify it. Okay, and then we're on to this last little question. Explain why magnetic ink is used rather than barcodes on a check. So you kind of have to know your inputs devices for this one. So there are different ones, and a few of them I have my own question marks as to whether they'll be accepted, but I'll throw out what I think it might be, and you can debate below whether or not it's right. So let's start with magnetic ink is less easily damaged than a barcode. Okay, magnetic ink is very accurate. I think more than a barcode. What else could we say about magnetic ink? I think it can be, magnetic ink can be processed very quickly compared to barcodes. And I think probably the last option, magnetic ink is reasonably rare, and so less likely to be forged. Not entirely sure about this one at the end, but that's you guys can discuss. But I'm pretty sure with it's less easily damaged than the barcode, because like if you write over it and stuff, it's still okay, and it's very accurate. Like 100% of checks work or something like that, I'm told, and it's a robust, it's a tested technology. I suppose barcodes are as well, though. And magnetic ink, it can be processed very quickly. I remember reading somewhere they can process blah 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 checks in a very short space of time. So probably one of these three would be best. This one, question mark. I would accept it probably myself, but I don't know if it will be on the marking system.